Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video we are going to see a new problem statement, that is a new pattern known as a diamond pattern. First of all, how to solve this pattern. To solve this pattern, divide them into two parts. One is the upper part, that is the part 1, and lower part, part 2. In our previous video we have discussed how to print this upper part, and we are also discussed how to print this lower part. Now in this video we are going to see how to print the combination of these two patterns in a single program. Okay, now first of all let us write a code for the upper part, right? For upper part, first of all follow the basic rules, divide them into number of rows and columns. Okay, first of all divide them into number of rows and columns and name them first row, second row, third row, fourth row. Where in first row how many stars do you have? 1 star. Then second row 3 stars, third row 5 stars, and fourth row 7 stars. When the number of spaces in the first row are 3 spaces, number of spaces in the second row are 2 spaces, and number of spaces in the third row are 1, and the total number of spaces in fourth row are 0. Now here we are going to find out the relation between this number of stars with row number. Okay, where the number of stars are always less than or equals to 2 times of I minus 1. I is nothing but a row number. Suppose substitute I is equals to 1, where 2 minus 1 is 1, 2 2 is a 4 minus 1 is 3, 6 minus 1 is 5, 8 minus 1 is 7. This is the relation between this number of stars with a row number. Now we are going to find out the relation between the number of spaces with a row number. Okay, where the number of spaces, first row 3 spaces, 2 1 0, right? The number of spaces are less than or equals to n minus I, where n is nothing but the total number of rows that we have to take input from this user. So they are less than n minus I. 4 minus 1 is 3, 4 minus 2 is 2. Okay, in this way we are going to find out the relation between them, and this is the program. You know, right? How to, what are, this is the outer loop I less than or equals to n, and this loop is used to print the spaces, and this is the loop where this is the condition we find out the relation between the spaces and the with a row number, and this is the condition where we find out the relation between the stars with a row number, right? So this is the loop to print this upper pattern. Okay, upper part, sorry. Now here we are going to run a loop we for the lower part, that is the part 2. First of all divide them into number of rows and columns and name the label, where third row, second row, and the first row, and the number of stars. So the best way to print the reverser pattern is just reverse the labeling the rows. That is the best way to print the reversal patterns. For upper patterns we use from 1 to 3. For reversal pattern use in a decrement order 3 to 1. Okay, in a third row, second row, and first row. In third row you have 5 stars, in second row 3 stars, in first row you have 1 star, and the relation between the space and stars is same as 2 times of I minus 1, and the relation between the spaces and with the row number is n minus I, because in third row you have 0 stars, 0 spaces, in second row you have 1 space, in first row you have 2 spaces, right? And this is the code here. So here we, for to print this reversed pattern, we are going to decrement the values. That is the way where I is equals to n minus 1. This is the condition we are going to change here. Rest of the thing is same, where this is the decrement loop, I greater than or equals to 1, I minus minus, and the remaining loops are the same to print the stars, and there is no change, there is no change in relation between the stars with a row number and spaces with a row number. The only thing that we are going to change in a reversal part is just reversing the loop, and here we are going to use, because n is 4, right? But here the label is starting from 3, so I value must be 3, right? So for that we are using n minus 1, and 4 minus 1 is 3. If n is 5, we are going to get I is equals to 4. Okay, this, now here we are going to execute the program in our VS Code in a C program. So this is the basic syntax. Here we are going to take input from this user asking enter how many rows you want. So here we are going to execute this program, execute this loop, and let's see what does we get as a output. Okay, first of all we are going to print the upper loop, where part 1, that is the upper triangle. Okay, for one loop is for outer loop where to check out the number of iterations, and one is used to print the spaces. Okay, this loop is used to print the spaces, right? And another loop is used to print the total number of stars. This is the code to print the upper part, where part 1. Now let us run this program and let's see what does we get as a output. Okay, it asks that enter number of rows. Let me enter number of rows as 5. So this is the one part of the program where we have printed the upper part. Now here we are going to print the lower part. Just we are going to combine that. Okay, for lower part we know that the code where I is equals to n minus 1. We are nothing going to change, right? Just copy paste it and change some values where we are going to just change one part of the program. The remaining everything is the same. That is nothing but we are decrementing this value where I is equals to n minus 1 and I greater than or equals to 1. Okay? I minus minus, that's it. Remaining everything is same. Now here we are going to run this program and let's see what does we get as a output. Okay, it asks that enter number of rows. Let me enter number of rows as 4. So this is the pattern that where we have discussed, and this is the program here. If you have any doubts, please go through the comment section and follow the steps to solve this pattern problems.